Hello friends, welcome back to SS Coins History Liberty Quarter Dollar Coins from 1979, 1980, 1988, and 1989, as well as the James Buchanan $1 coin, honoring his 1857-1861 presidency. The Washington Quarter, often called the Liberty Quarter, due to the word liberty prominently featured on its obverse, has been minted since 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The quarters from 1979, 1980, 1988, and 1989 are part of the Washington Quarter series, which ran unchanged in general design from 1932 to 1998 before the state quarters began in 1999. During these years, quarters were produced in three primary U.S. mints: Denver, D, San Francisco, S, mostly for proof coins. Portrait, George Washington, by John Flanagan. Inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, date of issue. The first step, 1979. Liberty Quarter. Dollar coin, the 1979 Liberty Quarter. Dollar coin represents a fascinating chapter in the long and intricate history of American coinage. Officially known as the Washington Quarter, the 25-cent coin issued in 1979 is part of a design that began in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. However, each mintage year, including 1979, holds specific historical, economic, and numismatic significance. While it is not considered a rare coin in general circulation, its variants, condition, and mint marks make it a compelling subject for collectors and historians. Alley origin year. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to mark the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designer. The obverse of the coin was designed by John Flanagan, featuring a bust of George Washington. The reverse initially depicted an eagle with outstretched wings clutching a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below, a symbol of peace through strength. By 1979, this design had remained largely unchanged since its debut, representing one of the longest-running obverse designs in U.S. coinage. In 1979, quarters were minted at 3 locations in the United States: Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Denver, D, approx. 489 million coins, San Francisco, S, proof, approx. 3.6 million coins. These mint figures indicate a very high level of circulation, which impacts both the availability and the overall value of circulated coins today. Obverse, front. Portrait, George Washington facing left. Inscriptions, Liberty. In God We Trust, the year 1979, mint mark below the bust, if present, reverse, back, a heraldic eagle with outspread wings perched on a bundle of arrows, 2 olive branches below. Inscriptions, United States of America. A pluribus unum. Quarter dollar. Quarters from 1979 are commonly found in circulation, with most displaying signs of wear, smoothing of the hair and eagle feathers, dings, scratches, and tarnish. The metal composition of these coins is 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a copper core commonly referred to as clad coins. Circulated 1979 quarters generally hold face value, 25 cents, unless they have errors or are rare varieties. Uncirculated coins, often from mint sets, display no wear, have full luster, and retain their original strike. Uncirculated, MS-60, MS-70 coins are graded based on mint state, MS condition, MS-60, MS-63, minor bag marks or contact points, slight imperfections, MS-64, MS-66, sharper strike, fewer imperfections, MS-67, MS-70, highly scarce for clad quarters. Full detail, no visible flaws under magnification. San Francisco proof quarters were made specifically for collectors. These coins have a highly reflective mirror-like surface and frosted devices, raised elements. Proofs are usually graded as PR, proof, followed by a number, e.g. PR65, PR70. Type 1 and Type 2, S mint mark varieties. These relate to different styles of the S mint mark used on proof coins in 1979, with Type 2 being sharper and more desirable to collectors. Coin type condition, estimated value 1979, P or D, circulated 0.25, 0.1979, P or D, uncirculated MS6301, 31.79, P or D, uncirculated MS655, Quantity 1979, SE proof, type 1 PR65 Law 2, 41.79 S proof, type 2 PR65 Law 10, $20 or more. Note, market demand. Coin grading and specific mint errors can significantly increase values. Check the rim and edge. A clear, sharp edge with visible clad layers helps identify genuine coins. Look for strike clarity. Uncirculated and proof coins will retain sharp details, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Use magnification and light to spot subtle errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, which are rare and can increase value significantly. For high-value coins, especially those in mint state, consider third-party grading from PCGS or NGC. The 1979 Liberty Quarter, though not rare in circulated condition, is a valuable piece of Americana. It reflects the transition era of 1980. Liberty Quarter Dollar. In the palm of your hand lies a piece of American heritage, the 1980 Liberty Quarter Dollar, a small coin with a long story. This unassuming piece of metal bridges history, geography, economics, and art, reflecting the ideals of a nation. But what makes the 1980 quarter special? Let's travel through time and space to uncover its story. Though commonly referred to as the Liberty Quarter, the 1980 quarter is officially a Washington quarter, a coin first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan, based on a bust by sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. The word liberty arches above his head. The motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left. The date 1980 is struck at the bottom. Features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings clutching, arrows and olive branches symbolizing war and peace. The inscription "United States of America" above and quarter dollar below. The Latin motto "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one," is placed above the eagle. This design remained until the state quarters program began in 1999, making the 1980 quarter one of the last decades of the traditional eagle reverse. In 1980, the Washington quarter was produced at 3 major U.S. mint facilities. No mint mark. Pre-1980 quarters from Philly were unmarked. Over 635 million quarters struck here in 1980. Philadelphia began adding a P mint mark to quarters in 1980, making it the first year Philadelphia-marked quarters were struck. Mint Mark D under Washington's ponytail produced over 518 million quarters in 1980 San Francisco. Mint Mark S, but only for proof coins. These were not intended for circulation and were included in proof sets sold to collectors. Mintage, approx. 3.5 million. The quarter is the workhorse of American currency, used in everything from vending machines to laundry, payphones, now nearly obsolete, and everyday transactions. In 1980, a quarter could still buy a cup of coffee or pay a parking meter. It was produced primarily for everyday use, not as a collectible, which makes high-grade uncirculated examples rarer. Composition. Clad coinage. Outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. Weight. 5.67 grams diameter, 24.3 millimeter edge. Reeded non-silver. Post-1964 quarters are no longer 90% silver due to cost-saving measures during the coinage reform of the 1960s. Most 1980 quarters are common and found in pocket change. Value. Typically 0.25 to 0.50 depending on wear and appeal. Characteristics. Loss of detail on Washington's hair and eagle's feathers, dull luster, scratches, and bag marks graded by the Sheldon scale, from MS60 to MS70, MS65 or higher, gem condition examples, are prized among collectors. Philadelphia and Denver Mint. Quarters in MS67 plus condition are considered scarce due to high mintage, but lower survival in pristine form. Proof coins, S Mint, are struck with polished dies and appear mirror-like. They can fetch $2 $10 or more, especially when certified. Common values circulated, Coin 25, $50 uncirculated MS63, MS65, 15 MS67 plus, certified, can exceed $100, depending on mint mark and condition. Proof coins, S-Mint, in PR67, PR70 condition, range from $5 to $30 plus, especially if deep cameo. Error coins, double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planches can significantly raise value. Some 1980 quarters with striking errors have sold for hundreds of dollars. The 1980 Liberty Quarter marks a transitional year in modern coinage. It introduced the P mint mark on quarters for the first time and was among the last of the traditional eagle reverse design before the collectible-centric state quarter program changed the landscape. This coin symbolizes the enduring legacy of Washington's leadership, a moment in U.S. coinage history just before design innovation, the everyday utility and artistry of American money. Whether it's tucked in a change jar, shining in a proof, set or passed down in a family collection, the 1980 Liberty Quarter dollar is more than just 25 cents. It's a miniature monument to American heritage, small, durable, and quietly historic. It carries the mark of an era and the imprint of a nation. Would you like this turned into a video script, infographic, or presentation format? I can also provide images or market value charts if you're preparing a visual piece. 1989. Liberty Quarter Dollar Coin. The 1989 Liberty Quarter Dollar, officially known as the Washington Quarter, is one of the most recognizable pieces of American currency. It reflects decades of U.S. history, economic evolution, and numismatic tradition. This specific coin represents not only a monetary tool but also a cultural artifact, minted near the end of the Cold War era and just before major design changes would redefine the quarter in the coming decades. Although often referred to as the Liberty Quarter, the 1989 quarter features the image of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The term liberty is inscribed above his profile, which sometimes leads to the informal moniker obverse front, features a left-facing bust of George Washington. The original design was created by John Flanagan and has remained largely unchanged since it was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1989. Reverse, back, displays an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows above olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. Inscriptions, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This reverse design remained in use from 1932 until it was replaced by the 50-state quarters program in 1999. In 1989, Washington quarters were struck at 3 main U.S. mints: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Proof coins only: Philadelphia, $512 and $868,000 coins; Denver, $896, $535,000 coins; San Francisco, proof. 3,220 194 coins, with over 1.4 billion coins minted in total. The 1989 quarter is not rare, but it remains a collectible in higher grades. The year 1989 was pivotal globally and domestically. Globally, it marked the fall of the Berlin Wall, signaling the beginning of the end for the Cold War. Domestically, the U.S. economy was stable, though edging toward the early 90s recession. The George H.W. Bush administration had just begun, and there was a renewed emphasis on national pride and fiscal conservatism. The quarter circulated widely across all U.S. states and territories, a standard part of daily commerce. By 1989, quarters were critical for vending machines, payphones, parking meters, and arcade games, core elements of American public life composition. Clad composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Weight: 5.67 grams diameter, 24.26 mm. Reeded note: silver was no longer used in circulating quarters after 1964, so the 1989 quarter contains no silver. In circulated condition, the 1989 quarter typically shows moderate wear on the high points of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. These coins often have loss of luster, minor scratches, and dings, flattened details due to handling, and age. Face value 0.25. Collector value around 0.25 to 0.50. Unless in exceptional shape, commonly found in pocket change, these coins have minimal numismatic value unless part of a high-grade roll or collection. Uncirculated, mint state coins are preserved in their original condition, showing no signs of wear. These may come from mint rolls, sets, or were carefully stored since minting. MS-60 to MS-63, $1 to 3 MS-64 to MS-66, $4 to 10 MS-67, and above, $20 to 100 plus, depending on rarity and grading service, e.g., PCGS or NGC-proof versions, especially. From the San Francisco Mint in PR69 DCAM or PR70 DCAM deep cameo condition, can reach values of $10 to $50, primarily due to their mirror-like surfaces and low mintage. While the 1989 Washington quarter does not have known major errors, collectors often seek double-die obverses off-center strikes clipped planches high-grade specimens with full details holding onto uncirculated rolls or pristine examples from mint sets is advisable for long-term value. The 1989 Liberty quarter dollar is more than a simple coin. It's a window into late 20th century America, though not rare in most. 1988 Liberty quarter dollar coin, opening scene. A close-up shot of a 1988 Liberty quarter slowly rotating under soft lighting. Background music playing softly. It's small, it's silver-colored, and it's easy to overlook in your pocket change, but it carries with it decades of American history, craftsmanship, and economy. This is the story of the 1988 Liberty quarter dollar coin, officially known as the Washington quarter. Let's dive deep into the complete history, geography, condition, and significance of this seemingly modest piece of U.S. currency. The 1988 Liberty quarter is part of the Washington quarter series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse front of the coin features a profile of George Washington. The reverse back, at that time, showcased a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing both strength and peace. By 1988, this design had already been in use for over 50 years, making it one of the longest-standing coin designs in U.S. history before the 50-state quarters program replaced it in 1999. In 1988, the Washington quarter was minted at 3 major U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia Mint, P. Denver Mint, D. San Francisco Mint, S. Here's how to identify where your 1988 quarter came from. No mint mark. Philadelphia D. Mint mark. Denver is mint mark. San Francisco, proof. Coins. The mint mark is located on the obverse just to the right of Washington's ponytail near the rim. Total mintage, Philadelphia, 562,052,000 high-dust coins. Denver, 596,810,688 coins. San Francisco, proof only, 3,262,948 coins. These coins were heavily circulated in everyday commerce, used in vending machines, gas stations, arcades, and more. Today, most 1988 quarters found in circulation exhibit varying degrees of wear. Typical characteristics of circulated 1988 quarters: loss of mint, luster-worn features on Washington's hair and face scratches and dings, especially on the reverse eagle feathers. Face value, $0.25. Typical market value, $0.25 to $0.50. Only higher-grade circulated specimens, AU or EF grades, might bring slightly more, up to uncirculated, mint state coins. These are coins that were never used in commerce and retain their full original mint luster in higher grades like MS-65 plus. A 1988 quarter may be valued between $5 and $20, depending on strike quality, eye appeal, and luster. MS-67 examples can fetch $100 or more, but these are relatively scarce. These coins are struck using specially polished dies for collectors. They have a mirror-like finish and frosted details. All 1988 proof quarters are clad, not silver-proof coins. Santa Standard 1988 S proof quarter is worth between $2 to $5 depending on condition. Deep cameo examples in PR 69 or PR 70 could be worth $15 to $50. From 1965 onward, quarters were made using a clad composition due to the rising cost of silver. Composition: copper nickel clad, outer layers of 75% copper, 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. Diameter: 24.3 mm, weight 5.67 grams, edge. Reeded contrary. To popular misconception, no 1988 quarters contain silver, unless a collector's error coin was made, which is extremely rare. Although not particularly known for rare varieties, collectors have occasionally found off-center strikes clipped planches, double die, obverse or reverse, DDO, DDR. Though rare, in this year, these error coins can be worth $20 to several $100s depending on severity and collectability. While the 1988 quarter isn't considered rare, it holds a nostalgic place in the hearts of collectors who grew up in the late 1980s and early 1990s. For many, this coin brings memories of arcade machines. Gas station stops, payphones, gumball machines today, young collectors often seek a complete set of Washington quarters, 1932-1998, in which the 1988 quarter is a key part of the modern clad series. The 1988 Liberty Quarter is not just a piece of currency. It's a time capsule. Whether you find one in your change or see it in a collector's case, this coin represents a moment in American history and design, a symbol of enduring leadership, everyday commerce, and the art of minting. So next time you see a 1988 quarter, don't just spend it. Take a second to appreciate the story it carries in your palm. Would you like this turned into a downloadable script or video voiceover? I can format it as a screenplay or help you create visual slides for a YouTube video. The Lady Step James Buchanan $1 coin. The James Buchanan Presidential $1 coin is part of the United States Presidential $1 coin program, launched to honor the nation's presidents by issuing $1 coins with their likenesses. While the coin celebrates James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States, 1857-1861, it was not minted in 1857. Instead, the coin was issued in 2010 as part of the sequential release honoring U.S. presidents. This script delves into the full background of the coin, Buchanan's role in American history, the coin's design, minting geography, circulation patterns, and its market value in both circulated and uncirculated conditions. James Buchanan served as the 15th President of the United States from 1857 to 1861, right before the outbreak of the Civil War. He was a Democrat from Pennsylvania and remains one of the most controversial figures in U.S. history due to his perceived inaction during the nation's sectional crisis. Buchanan's presidency was marked by the Dred Scott Decision, 1857. Supported by Buchanan, this Supreme Court ruling intensified national division over slavery. Bleeding Kansas, ongoing violence over whether Kansas would be a free or slave state. Secession crisis. His failure to prevent or meaningfully address the secession of Southern states is often cited as a factor leading to the Civil War. Though Buchanan left office in 1861, his political legacy continued to influence American discourse for decades. Launched in 2007 by the United States Mint, the Presidential $1 coin program aimed to educate the public and stimulate interest in American history. Each year, 4 coins were released in the order of presidential term release date. August 19th, 2010 position in series, 15th coin in the series composition, manganese brass clad, same composition as the Sacagawea dollar, A8.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, 2% nickel, diameter 26.5 mm, weight 8.1 grams, edge. Lettering: In God We Trust. E pluribus unum, mint mark and year portrait. James Buchanan designer. Phoebe Hemphill, inscription James Buchanan, 15th President, 1857-1861 image. Statue of Liberty designer. Don Everhart inscription, United States of America. The James Buchanan coin was minted at two facilities: Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P, Denver Mint, marked with a D, mintage, totals, Philadelphia, P, 36.82 million Denver, D, 36.54 million total mintage. Over 73 million coins. Despite the high mintage, most of these coins were not widely circulated. Due to low public demand for dollar coins, many were stored by the U.S. Mint or sold in collector sets. Although intended for general circulation, the Buchanan $1 coin, like most coins from the presidential $1 program, saw limited real-world use. The public continued to prefer paper $1 bills, and these coins ended up mostly in collector hands or U.S. Mint vaults. Resistance to switching from paper to coin dollars, weight and inconvenience of carrying coins, general lack of public awareness as a result. Many Buchanan dollars remained in brilliant uncirculated condition, available directly from the mint in rolls, bags, and sets. Market value, $1.0. 1.25 circulated coins typically hold face value unless part of a unique error type. Some lightly circulated coins may attract minor premiums for educational purposes or novelty. Grade MS60 to MS65, typical value, $2 or $4 higher grade uncirculated coins, MS65 plus, may fetch $5 or more depending on demand. Proof coins, sold in collector sets. Struck at the San Francisco Mint, S, in mirror finish value, $3 to $10 depending on condition and packaging. Mint mark, P and D coins are common. S proof coins have niche collector appeal. Condition, sharp edges, no scratches, strong luster, increase value. Errors. Rare errors like missing edge lettering or double strikes may command $50 to $200 plus, depending on rarity and gray weight, approx. 8.1 grams edge. Lettering is inscribed on the edge rather than the face. Color. Golden hue, due to manganese brass alloy, not actual gold. Sound. When dropped, emits a higher pitched ring compared to copper coins. Collectability, part of a full 39 president set, Washington to Reagan. Teaching tool. Used in schools to educate about presidents and coin production. Civic awareness. Promotes historical literacy about pre-Civil War America. The James Buchanan $1 coin is a symbol of an ambitious, though short-lived, American effort to honor the presidency through widespread coinage. While James Buchanan remains one of the more controversial and lesser-regarded presidents in U.S. history, his coin holds a distinct place in numismatic collections. Whether in brilliant uncirculated condition or tucked away in a collector's folder, the coin offers a tangible piece of American history and monetary policy from the early 21st century. If you'd like, I can also create a visual collector's guide or table of values based on condition and mint mark. Let me know.